The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody out there. Thanks for listening to my show. All aboard. My name's Donald Whisman, coming to you live right here on Armed Radio tonight. I got a special guest on tonight. Well, he used to be my host, but he's also a friend of mine. Les Skymo. Les, you want to say hello to everybody?
Hello there, big world.
It is. Well, sometimes it's a small world, Les, but it is a big world too.
Mine big, brother.
And Les, you know what I got to do, always, because they deserve this. I want to send my prayers out to all the men and women serving in our military, and I want to say thank you to all of our country's veterans. Job well done, guys, and anybody out there, if you support President Trump and you're on Facebook, I do have a Facebook group. It's called Trump 2020 ! I'm telling you, we keep the trolls out. So remember that, Trump 2020 ! Join our group, and it's more like a family, you guys. It's just good people in there. And tonight, we will be taking calls tonight. So write the number down. The number is 1-800-508-5431. Now listen, when me and Les get talking tonight, if we get on a subject that you feel passionate about, or even if you don't like what we're talking about, give us a call and let us know what's on your mind. Just remember, everybody out there listening to me, silence is consent. And that's one of your old phrases, Les. I got that from you, by the way. And Les, I just want to tell everybody that every week, when I get done on Tuesday nights after this show, I start writing things down. So, some of my topics, they may be a week old, but it's okay. If we might make it there, we might not. But anyway, before we get started tonight, before we start getting into the politics, the good stuff, I want to tell everybody out there, today is my birthday. I don't really celebrate my birthday, but I want to tell everybody that sent me happy birthdays on Facebook, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's all I can say. I don't celebrate my birthday because I tell you the truth, if I was getting younger, I'd celebrate it, but I don't. And But thanks for the birthday wishes. God bless you for doing that. It's always nice to have friends tell you happy birthday. And before we get started, Les, I know you got a couple shout outs too. One of my friends named Shannon Witter, he's a member of the group. He's been watching my videos, and I think he got the TuneIn app downloaded tonight. So Shannon, if you're out there listening, I hope you enjoy the show. And I also want to give a big shout out to one of my good friends and his wife, Daryl Whisman and Brenda Whisman. Now, Les, I'm going to tell you, I've got to know Daryl here recently, and he's a good man. His wife's a good woman. I'll tell you, she's a firecracker. And this man, Les, he's for the community. He does so much for the community, and the man doesn't ask for anything in return. I've been around him, Les, just like you. He's a little older than me, just like you and Jimmy. You guys are both older than me. I'm only 49 today, but you learn a lot of stuff from people like Daryl Whisman. I mean, he's showing me how to do things. He always says, we'll work smarter, not harder. But my friend, when you got a guy like Daryl that does so much good things for the community and is a good person, Les, it seems like nowadays in this country, good people are being attacked out here. It's always the good people getting attacked, and it's just so childish. And this man and his wife does not deserve to be attacked like they've been attacked in the past. And I'm telling you, they're my friends, and I don't like it. It's drama, it's childish, it's high school stuff. And nowadays, Les, when somebody gets mad at you or something in this day's society, first thing they want to do is, like on Facebook, They want to block you. I'm going to block you. Well, that's kind of, if you're real friends, a real friend would work something out. And that's my message tonight. A real friend, if it was meant to be, you'll work it out, little problems. Little problems should be worked out if you're a real friend to somebody. But anyway, Les, I'm done giving my shout-outs out. And Carol, if she's listening, hello, Carol, and everybody else out there, God bless you. And me and Les has got a lot to talk about tonight. Les, you go ahead and give your shout-outs out, brother.
Well, Donald, first thing I want to do is say happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank everybody. You put a thing out there for the Christopher Lee Foundation, and I appreciate that, Donald. Me and the family thanks you. That's a 501c3 that me and my family started.
Can I stop you right there, Les, for a second?
Yeah.
I want to thank you. You shouldn't be thanking me. I want to thank you, Les, because you gave me an opportunity to help sick children, kids with cancer and their family. And I know you do good things with that money, and it's an honor for me. If my birthday, just somebody like me, I'm a nobody. If my birthday could, I think Facebook, I didn't set that goal. Facebook just sets that goal at 200. I just set it higher, less if I could have. But we reached our goal, and God bless these children.
Days.
God bless these children out here, and Les, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to help a sick child like you, Les. I had cancer too, and Christopher Lee Charlton, right? Was your son, and
right.
I don't know how I would have acted, or how. I don't know, unless I never have been put in them shoes, and I know you know what it is. You went through it. So you know what it's like to be a parent with a sick child like that. And he's a beautiful little boy, and every time I see his face, Les, it brings tears to my eyes, man. It does. And if we can help out families that's going through what you did back a long time ago, Les, it's a good thing.
Well, and that's what we're out to do. And there was a lot of people that donated, and I thank them for donating to Christopher Lee Foundation. $205 last time I checked, and that was just in a couple of days, Donald. And I'd like to say this: it's your donations are tax deductible, and also 100%. I say 100% goes to the cause to help the kids with cancer and cancer hospitals and St. Jude's and
wonderful place.
It is, and so I thank everybody for that, Donald. And we take no money. The family takes no money to do what we do. 100% goes to the cause. And there was a man called me last night about the foundation and asking me questions about it, and I appreciate that. He just wanted to make sure there's a human being behind that, the organization, and his name's Stephen. Thank you, Stephen, if you're listening, for calling, and anything else I can help with anybody. My number is on the Facebook page, Christopher Lee Foundation, and go there and donate.
Well, yeah, it is a good cause, and Les, you are a good man, and Les, I know you're a preacher, Les, and I know that your relationship has grown a lot more than mine has with God. But Les, I'll tell you what, if I died tomorrow, I don't think I'd be scared. I know I don't have as strong as a relationship. Is that the word I'm looking for? But I do wake up, or I go to bed every night, and I ask the Lord for forgiveness, and I ask Him. I talk to Him. I got my own thing going with the old man upstairs, and I do believe that Jesus Christ died for our sins. God's Son Jesus, and but I'm not there where you're at, Les. I'm not there,
no.
but I do believe in God, though, and miracles happen.
Well, let me tell you this. It ain't how long you've been saved, brother, but it's whether you're covered in the blood or not. That's what makes a difference. Whether you're in this thing for 50 years or 5 years, if you've asked the Lord to forgive you and your life is reflecting the life of Christ, you're just as you're just as saved as I am, brother. And
Well, I just don't know as
you know,
much as you do. You know what I mean? I
well,
just
you
don't know about the Bible like you do.
well, you got to get in there and read and study. You ain't been in it that long.
I know.
You got to pay the price, brother. You know.
You're right.
It ain't gonna fall out of the sky. You got to work for it. Now, not for salvation. You don't work for salvation. You ask for forgiveness, but you got to study church. There's a lot of things that play into that relationship, Donald. And if you neglect one, the other ones will soon fall too. So
you're right, Les.
It's a relationship. You got to nurture it like a newborn baby.
Right.
Before I forget, Donald.
The funeral. Yeah, you had something to.
I preached a dear friend of mine's funeral, and Sunday down in Jackson, Ohio. And if any of the family, Dale, if any of you are listening, I want to send my condolences out to the Zen family. I've known them for over 30 years. Great family, and my heart goes out to you. But thank you for the privilege of preaching your mother's funeral. She's a good, godly woman, and I will see her again.
Oh, yes. Well, Les, are you ready to start getting into the politics here now? Now, listen, I'm going to start out, and I'm basically going to ask you, I seen this poll today, and in this poll, it asked, do you agree with Trump's plan to withhold citizenship from immigrants who have been on welfare? Now, I can tell you right now, before you answer, Les, I do agree with President Trump. And I'll tell you why I agree with President Trump. If you're coming to our country to be a citizen, and then you live on the system, like welfare, and you're taking money from our citizens that needs help. I mean, we have a lot of hungry kids here in our own country, kids that were actually born here, with deep roots in this country. And I'll say this about everyone coming here from other countries. Yes, give us your tired, give us your poor, give us your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. But keep your terrorists, you can keep your drug dealers, you can keep your murderers, you can keep your sex traffickers, you can keep your pedophiles.
Amen, brother.
And you can keep your lazy people.
Brother.
The United States of America, Les, it's our home.
Yes.
You know what? We will not let you turn our home into some kind of cesspool.
Yes.
One day, Les, our grandchildren will inherit this country. Yes. And I'll tell you, I will lay down my life to keep this great nation from turning into some kind of dumping grounds for the rest of the world's scumbags. And I'm telling you, don't come to America just to suck our system and run our economy down. Don't do that. If you're going to come to America, by God, you're going to come here, you're going to go to work, and you're going to pay in the system, and you're going to go along with our values, our way of life. You're not going to come over here and preach to us what you want to do. This is our country, and we've got laws, by golly, and you're going to obey them, or you're going to get deported back, and President Trump's going to make sure of it. Unless, if you want to say anything about that, go ahead.
Well, Donald, I agree with you, man. I mean, ever since probably before Lyndon Johnson, we've made a hammock for these people, and they come over here. They get all these benefits. They get housing. They get welfare. They get food stamps. Under the Obama administration, 5 million illegals got Social Security, brother. What kind of hogwash is that?
It is hogwash.
I want a merit-based system. Just like President Trump wants this.
Absolutely.
Just open the gates and let them in. And it's not only Mexicans coming in. It's everything you can think of.
Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the other part later. Go ahead, Les.
I just seen a report tonight that in the next couple years or sooner, we're going to need about 900,000 truck drivers. The average now President Trump has been pushing for the trades, okay, and for vocational schools. Bring them back. Teach our people trades. Bring merit. When you have a merit-based system, You bring people into your country that already have these trades, Donald. And we're short on truck drivers. We're short on nurses. We're short of doctors.
We're not getting that, no, Les. These people,
we're getting
I'm
the
even
worst
talking.
of them, bro.
You know what? I'm not even talking about the ones just crossing that border illegally. I'm even talking about the ones that are coming here legally. If you're even coming here legally and you don't want to work and you're just coming over here to suck our benefits, shame on you. You need to have your citizenship revoked, and you need to be sent back from wherever it is that you came from. You're not going to come and be a burden on our country, and our kids are going to take this land, Les. This is our kids' land. It's our home now, but we're going to leave it to them.
Well, before you even come here legally, you should have a job. You should have a sponsor. You should have somebody that will take care of you. You shouldn't receive one red penny of American money, even when you come here illegal, Don.
Amen,
you
brother.
You should have somebody over here that will sponsor you. That means them agreeing to take you into their home and take care of you till you get on your feet. And when your green card expires, you either renew that green card, whatever the law says, or you get your butt out of here. When they flood this country, you don't hire a bunch of judges and give them a bunch of lawyers and give them a court date. You put them right on a plane or a bus or a donkey or I don't care. You send them back across the border the same day their feet hits this soil. When you have babies over here, you don't make them American citizens. We want those that want to become Americans. We want them that will fly the American flag, that will swear to uphold the Constitution. We want the immigrants like in the 30s and the 20s.
Amen.
And the early 1900s. And our forefathers that come here to be Americans. They didn't come here to bring their third world country with them. They come over here to be something else and to be prosperous, proud, law-abiding people. That's who we want over here, Donald. I'm sick and tired of this crap. They're sucking our resources, breaking the back of this country. They're breaking the back of the government and the working man.
The working man is getting hit hard, and that's not fair, Les. I mean, you come from another
schools,
country.
hospital.
It's the whole system. It's the legal ones too. I'm not saying all of them.
It's burden, man.
It is a burden. It is a burden on. It's not fair to look at me. I don't want no pity for me, Les.
You have trouble getting health care because of that crap, no?
I can't get teeth pulled. I guarantee you, there's somebody that came from another country. I don't care if it's Africa, over in the Middle East, or Mexico.
They're catered to.
But I guarantee you, they're getting their teeth pulled for free. They're getting new dentures. They're getting everything. I can't afford nothing.
Yes.
And my forefathers have been in this country since before the Revolutionary War, and I'm tired of it, Les. I'm tired of it, man.
Hey, this crap needs to stop, brother, and I'm telling you what. You take, like I said, and Bush was a part of the problem, Obama was a part of the problem, Jimmy Carter is a part of the problem. You go, Ronald Reagan tried his best, but these other presidents after him undone everything that man tried to do to have a good legal immigration system that would work for this country. And Donald, I tell you, it just burns me up. I have family that have a generation or two ago, their people come here from Mexico. They come here legally. They worked hard. They retired from the military. And they become American citizens the hard way. And she told me herself it was a slap in the face to her family what these illegals are doing and what they're receiving, all these benefits.
Well,
it drives me crazy.
You know what you said earlier about in the 30s and 40s? I remember watching old movies where they'd come on them ships, and when they would see that Statue of Liberty standing there in the harbor, they would cry. They don't do it no more. That's not what they do. Is right. You hit it right on the nail. But let's move on to this other thing. This is something else.
Let's do it,
I know this is going to get you. Can you believe that this evangelist in Southern Southern California. His name was Greg Laurie. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He was forced. He put up these billboard signs. He was forced to take these billboards down. It was depicting him holding a Bible.
Yeah.
Some people said the image was offensive. Unbelievable. Since when in our country has an image of a Bible became offensive? I mean, Les, this is going too far.
Since we rolled out the red carpet for the darn Muslims, that's when it happened.
Les, I'm going to get to that. Please, Les, I got something
They
big
go
on that.
hand in hand. This immigration thing and all these Muslims, they call them refugees from these war-torn countries.
I don't
Not
want
all of them, brother. A high number of them are terrorists.
You're absolutely right, and pedophiles and everything else.
Pedophiles.
And Les,
yes.
we'll get to that, Les. I ain't there on my cards yet. But I seen this live. Hey, I'm fired up tonight. I can tell you're fired
It
up,
all
too.
works together, though, Don.
does.
It's
It
all
does.
hand in hand.
You're right, Les, but I seen this live video yesterday. There was a bunch of these nutcases. They were down in front of the White House protesting, and they had signs that said treason, impeach President Trump. Now, listen, I'm going to tell everybody out there right now that can hear my voice, if you can call in this show, call right now. I'll give you the number again. If you can tell me one thing that our President Trump has done that is considered treason, that's 1-800-508-5431. Call in right now. It's your chance. If you want to give me a lesson reason, one reason, give me one thing that man, tell me one thing that he's done that's been treason against our country. He is putting America first, and that's the way it should have been. Unless I'll tell you what, he got those bodies back from Korea, those men's bodies, the remains, and you know how much news coverage it got? Hardly none. Nothing. Trump reached out to Kim Jong-un, but what they do, they ridiculed him. He even said in a speech, I don't know if it's Ohio or Pennsylvania, but he said the Democrats, what did they want him to do when he saw Putin on stage? Did they want him to go up and start fist fighting Putin on stage?
It's Ohio, I think.
Was it the Ohio one?
Well, here's the thing, Donald. Here's what burns me up. No matter what he does, the man can't win.
No credit.
Rosie O'Donnell got her big hind end out there with this crazy bunch in front of the White House. What they are.
That was it. That was it. The Rosie O'Donnell thing.
And these people are demonic, brother. They're evil. They're rooting for the failure of America. They don't like prosperity. They're elites that has stirred the hearts and minds of these gullible people that's behind them, using them for like useful idiots. They don't know the truth. The colleges ain't fit to send a dog to. Even your elementary schools, your high school public education sucks. It's the worst education your children will ever get. I tell you what, if you've got kids in college, if you've got kids in public schools, brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, you better monitor what they're teaching them, because they ain't nothing but liberal brainwashing centers is all they are, and they're teaching this garbage to our kids. You're paying thousands and thousands of dollars to these colleges to brainwash your kids, to suck all the value out of them and instill this stupid communism Antifa bullcrap in them.
I know here's the thing, though, Les. Now you got these Hollywoods, all right. Most of Hollywood, you got these crazy loony liberals out here like the Maxine Waters, and good video, by the way, the Maxine Waters challenge.
Thank you,
You've got these loony liberals, the loud ones, the ones that they're going to try to run for president. You've got Hollywood. You've got the mainstream media. Now, Les, I'm telling you, they come on here and they preach all this crazy madness about caring for these immigrants. But you know what? These people live in gated communities. You know what?
Yeah.
They want them to come to our country, but not my house. Not my house. We're the ones that's got to live out here in the country with these people they're bringing in. They don't care about us. They care about themselves. You know what? Once these people, though, Les, once they get so many people in our country, they're going to be forced to be living next to these Hollywood movie stars, these news anchors. What's going to happen then? What's going to happen then? Unless I'm going to tell you right now, the southern border, it is a problem, Les. It's a big
Mhm.
problem.
Right.
We do need our border secured. Let me tell you, we need that border wall. But Les, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Mexicans and stuff come in our country. That's not our biggest problem right now. Do you know what our biggest problem in this country is
The
right
northern
now?
border, brother.
Well, the northern border. I just got a report on that. It's the crossings at the northern border is up 495%
Yeah,
this
right,
year.
right,
But
yeah.
what is our biggest problem in this country today? It's not the Mexicans and people thinking. What do you think
It's
the
the
biggest?
minds of the American people.
Well,
They're warped.
here's
They're
what I
they're evil. They're
well.
Donald. They're coming against everything that is good in this country. Now, my opinion, brother, we've got a bad moral problem in this country. We're such a shape. People are so blinded they don't even know right from wrong. What's your opinion on that?
Well,
I know you got something on your mind.
Well, the thing is, Les, I don't think these immigrants, them immigrants, are our main problem. I'm going to tell you right now, the Muslims that are coming in. Listen, they've been quiet, Les. They've been really
They're
quiet.
all
These
part of the
Muslims,
problem,
listen,
Donald.
Les, they're not going to be happy. Our culture, Western civilization, we're under attack right now. People are
Yes,
not
we
even
are.
realizing
Yes.
that. These Muslims, what their plan is. Now, you know, in that religion, this Allah guy, an infidel. They call us infidels. That means if you're not a Muslim, they want to
Yeah.
cut your head off. They hate you. They hate you. Unless what they're doing right now. I was reading this thing today. I see videos. My friend sends me videos. They're trying to overpopulate us, and once they
Sure
do,
they are, Don.
they're predicting within 10 years. Once they get these people in office, they could get them in this president. I'll tell you what. These like the Mexicans. They're coming here. They're straining our system. Sure, they're wanting to use us, but the Muslims want our country less,
Right,
and they're not
right.
going to be happy. They're not going to be happy until that crescent moon is flying over the White House, flying over the Capitol building, flying over all our courthouses. Les, like I said earlier, the Bible's under attack. God's under attack. They've moved God. They're trying to kick God out of our country, and they was doing a good job of it. But thank God President Trump came along, and he's using President Trump. Trump is bringing the name of God back in his country, but that's why he's under attack. But it's the Muslims, Les. It's the Muslims. We've got an identity crisis, man. They're going around right now erasing history, changing the national anthem up in Canada.
Yeah.
People, they don't want to talk about them. These Islam, they're afraid of Islam. You wait,
Yeah.
you just wait, Les. Something's going to happen. There'll be another 9/11 though before this happens, but it'll be worse. It'll be
Well,
worse
that's just
next
like
time.
they put that Tommy Robinson, I think's his last name, for speaking out against the Muslims. They put him in prison over there in England over that. And you're right. They do want. Their goal is to take over, Donald.
They're evil,
They
Les.
They are evil. That's where the Battle of Armageddon's going to be with. It's going to be with the Muslims. They're the Antichrist, they're the pure old devil, and that's where it's going to end right there. But now let me tell you something, brother. They have, not only do they have 8 children or more to the American people's 1, but they're using our laws, they're using our system against us that these weak politicians for years have been implementing. They've come in through Europe, and they're coming as many as they can to America. They want to overwhelm your systems. They want to overwhelm your medical system, overwhelm your financial system. They want to overwhelm your government. I believe it's Paris right now has a Muslim mayor.
Well, look at Chicago. Look at Chicago. Rahm
Yeah,
Emanuel.
yeah.
The people are starting to protest him. I think they're waking up in Chicago, Les. I hope they're
Well,
waking
how many
up.
murders later, Donald? Thousands of people have been killed before them people wake up and see the truth. What is wrong with people that they can't see the truth until the blood is running knee-high in their streets of their children and their grandchildren? And Donald, I don't understand how people can be so willfully blind. And you got these look at Europe. You have gang rapes right out in the open streets. You got no-go zones in France, in England. These Muslims are coming in. These politicians are catering to them. Same thing Trudeau is doing in Canada. They're
Catering.
taking over
Catering.
Canada, brother, right now.
Les, and it ain't just Rahm Emanuel. There's a lot of mayors like Philadelphia. It's throughout our country. I don't know if they've taken a pill. I don't know if they're psycho. Some of these people need to be put in a straitjacket. They need to be put in a padded room. But Les, you mentioned Europe.
It's evil, brother.
Look over right now. Look at Great Britain. They're having a big problem right now with people stabbing and cutting other people.
Yeah.
I mean, with knives. I mean, it's so bad. It's straining their health care services, and they're depleting blood supplies. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
40,000 last year, Donald, knife attacks.
Well, that's what happens, Les, when you ban guns. People find other ways to kill you, Les. And
57% increase in Wales and England with knife attacks. Who you think's doing that, Donald? It ain't the native people. It's not the English people doing it. It's the Muslims doing this crap.
Why? You know what, though? They let it happen. They let it happen.
Yes.
And now the people can't even do anything. It's too late. I think it's too late for the UK. And it's going to happen here.
We need a revolution, brother.
If we don't make a stand now, we don't have time to wait till tomorrow. If we don't make a stand now, our country will fall to these Muslims, Les. I'm telling you. We got a call coming in, Les. I'm going to take this call.
Take it, brother.
All right. Let's see who's calling in. Thanks for calling all aboard. Could you give me your first name and what state you're calling from? Hello?
So Alabama, bro. That.
What's up, man?
What's going on, dog?
Well, we're right in the middle of a show. We're in a heated debate about these Muslims taking our country over. What's up, brother?
Who are you talking to?
It's Chad from Alabama.
There's a lot. It's so Alabama, boy. Yeah, there's a lot. There's lots of stuff. I understand exactly. I was listening to y'all guys and everything, but yeah, there's a lot going on. You know, the thing about the Muslim stuff, and I agree 100%. Everything y'all been saying, I agree 100%. But that.
You're breaking up, Chad.
What do you say, buddy?
Yeah, Les can hear you, but you can't hear him, Chad.
Okay, no. Hope y'all don't I can, but anyway, what the Democrats and whatever you want to call them,
It's shitty connection.
Immigration.
Chad, you're cutting up, buddy. It's breaking up, man. It's cutting up really bad. So, I had to let him go, you guys. It's breaking up. Sorry, Chad, but it was breaking up. Well, anyway, listen, man. President Trump, he came right here to the great state of Ohio. What was it? This last Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
Now he was here to support. I think his name was Troy Bolderson, and the election. The election. It was a special election that happened today. I don't know, Les. Did he win?
Well, the results is just now coming in, and ain't looking too good for him. But now less than 1% is in. And so they've got the Democrat up already like 60-something, 67, 61%, like 39%.
It's a little early.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So
I hope
don't
he wins.
sweat it yet, brother. Don't sweat it yet because I don't believe in all this stuff. You know what? I may be wrong. I may be all wet. But these midterm elections, I think that we're going to mop the floor with them communists, brother.
I hope, you know what, Les, I think you're right. And, you know what, I tell you the truth. I think President Trump is even going to win more states in 2020 than he won in 2016 because people are waking up. I hope they're waking up. From what I'm seeing, they're starting to wake up. The man has support. People love that man in this country, but the news will only show you the haters. They only want to show you the people. Why, Les? Why can't they just report the news? Why?
Let me read some things off to you. Let me read this off to you just real quick. California is dead last in the quality of life. There's 55,000 homeless in L.A. County, and over 70 been shot in this past weekend, Donald. Over 70 this past weekend in Chicago. Over 10 dead. 2017, 76% of crime victims were black. You tell me why these Democrats and these brain-dead liberals are rooting for that. They're rooting for this to happen in this country, coming against Donald Trump, who all he wants to do, the only thing that man wants to do is put America first. Now, somebody explain that.
Well, what's wrong with putting America first? I think
that's what I want to know.
It's the greatest thing. I tell you what, I think he's even took us further than Reagan. I love Reagan, don't get me wrong. Les, I'm telling you, Donald Trump is, I look at it different, Les. I look at the country like a big old American truck. I said this story a long time ago. If you don't remember me saying this, look at this country, Les. You know, we was talking about having imagination, right?
Yeah.
Look at this country, Les, like a big old 4x4 truck, American truck. Let's say Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, they all built this big American truck. And every 4 years, the American people get to decide who's going to drive that truck, right?
Yeah.
And now that's the president. We decide who's driving the truck, okay? Not the judges. The judges are appointed, but it seems like they got more power than the president anymore. But anyway, back to the truck. Reagan got nominated or voted in to drive the truck. Reagan had us on a smooth road, Les. He had that big American truck on a smooth paved highway, brother. Then Reagan's time was he served his time. His driving was up. Yeah, we had to get a new driver. Bush Sr. comes in. He only got to drive the truck 4 years. He kind of got the truck off in the ditch a little bit on the curb. Then what happens? Bill Clinton comes along. Bill Clinton actually puts the truck in the ditch, Les.
He burned the clutch.
Well, hang on now. Then he drove that truck for 8 years. Clinton did. The people let him drive it for 8 years. Then we got old Bush Jr. in there. Now I'll give him a little credit. Bush Jr. did get us back up into the ditch, up on the curb a little bit, but then something major happened. Then we picked a bad driver, Obama. What was the first thing he did? It's worse, Les. When Obama got in this big American truck, the first thing he did a sharp left, the sharpest left-hand turn you could make. He put us in uncharted waters. He was taking us off-road. He was driving over logs, glass, tree stumps. I mean, you name it. He had this truck. It was scared to drive it off a cliff. Now, if Hillary Clinton would have won that election, she would have drove that truck over the cliff, but the American people picked Donald Trump. Donald J. Trump was the driver. He did that. He did a full turn in his truck, Les. I mean, you got to have imagination. He's getting us back to that highway. He's getting us back to that Reagan highway, Les. And once he gets us back on that Reagan highway, he's going to drive down that smooth highway, and he's going to take us further than Ronald Reagan did, brother. He's going to take us further.
He's still got her in the body shop now, though, trying to get the kids. Let me tell you.
I'd vote for Ivanka and Donald Jr., but I wouldn't vote for Pence.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, if it's between Pence and a Democrat, Pence has got my vote.
If they do that, you're right, I would vote for him, but I'm hoping it ain't coming to that. I didn't want Romney either.
Well, see, here's the thing, though, is when Trump does his thing, now, Donald Trump Jr., now, maybe we could have followed the son off like we did with the Bushes.
It would be.
Adams, that would be a pretty nice thing. After 9/11, okay, and all that people was killed in them buildings.
Well, who's flying in planes? Who's flying in planes? Let's say it.
Yeah, Muslims. And they was trained here in America, brother. So they was trained right here in the flight schools. I believe it was in Florida, some of them was. And what's it going to take for these liberals to open their eyes, for these Muslims to be dragging their children out of their houses and raping them right in front of them? What's it going to take for these Rosie O'Donnells and these heathens to open their eyes and to see that Muslims is that don't
Sharia law,
mix with the Constitution. It don't mix with freedom. If you got a quiet Muslim, one that don't is not a radical, that's one thing. But brother, these people that's coming over here want to kill us, want to destroy us, want to take us over, and you tell me how you can tell one
you
from
can't
another,
trust them
brother.
right now. Listen,
you
Les,
tell me that.
People, have we forgotten that we still have troops in Afghanistan? Have we forgotten that they're still killing us over there? Have we forgotten that they flew those planes and those buildings because of hatred? They hate us less, and we didn't do anything.
It's not a religion, Donald. It's not a religion. It's an ideology.
Well,
that's what it
I
is.
believe
It's
you.
a heathenistic ideology. It's a cult. It's nothing but murder, rape, and mayhem is all that religion represents at its core.
Amen.
And,
Amen with that.
So that's the only thing I guess you call it, some kind of phobia or whatever you want to call it, brother. But their way of life is not compatible unless they assimilate and adopt the American way of life.
If the Democrats, if they keep going, they may get their wish, lest if something don't happen, these Muslims will take over. They will get rid of our Constitution. I'll tell you what, they'll be chopping our heads off over here. People will be reading the Quran if they don't wake up. And that's what these Rosie O'Donnells and these Maxine Waters and these
Feinstein.
Dianne Feinstein. Well, do you know what? I seen an old video earlier, back years ago. Dianne Feinstein. Boy, she was really talking hard on immigration, but I don't know what's happened now. Now that Trump became president, immigration, it's too bad. We can't send these families home. We can't separate these families.
Oh, crap.
But,
and then turn right around, Donald, and she's got a Chinese spy for a dang driver for the last 20 years. And her on so many of them committees that handles top secret information. Intelligence committee. That's what I was trying to think of. Okay, what did she tell? What kind of small talk conversations in 20 years did she have with this? What kind of information did she divulge to this driver that he give to China? Now, why isn't she? She needs to be brought up before the committee. She needs to be grilled. She needs to be put in the hot seat, brother.
We need another attorney general.
We need an investigation
we need
into
an
her
attorney general.
business.
We need Jeff Sessions needs to be fired. He hasn't done anything. And listen, Les.
That weasel is a plant just as sure as I'm sitting here, brother.
You mentioned this early, Les. I am against this visa lottery system. I'm against chain migration. And by the way, chain migration means if a guy comes over, he gets to bring his whole frickin' family over. Then Trump even said this. Catch and release. That sounds like something you do when you go fishing.
Yeah.
What kind of thing is Obama talking about when he was president? Catch and release. We're going to catch them. We're going to take your fake name down, and we're going to expect you to show up in court. They never show up. They disappear into the country. Les, I don't know what else to say. That these people, they're lunatics. They're freaking crazy. They've lost their freaking minds.
They have. Yes. And I'll tell you what, you talk about the borders, there's 5,500 miles of the Canadian border. Oh, much of that is wilderness, and that we can't even patrol.
I think let's build a wall up there too. You know, we can spend all this money on these immigrants. The money we're spending on these people's health care and all this, their food stamps, we could have had 2 border walls built, our northern and southern border. Unless these are your buddies now. I'm just saying this for the joke, but I don't know who out there even I don't watch this show, Morning Joe. You know, Joe Scarborough, Tokyo Joe, and his little sidekick. Oh, Micah. Now she's the co-host on there, but she said that Trump is not well and he's unhinged. She's basically saying that our president, they're the ones that are unhinged. These shows, I mean, even The View, all these stupid shows. Why are people watching
Low ratings.
Low ratings.
But they believe them, though. People believe these people, man.
Weak-minded people that won't, they will not accept the truth. They won't dig into the truth. I tell you what, Donald, it's got me my mind boggled. I can't get my head around it. That's just like this Omarosa. Okay, this black chick that was on The Apprentice, and Donald Trump took her into the White House and made an aide out of her, and she was one of the president's advisors.
Yes.
Now she's turned on him, and she's going to write a book. She's saying how mentally unstable he was.
Well, I wonder how much money she got paid, though.
There's one thing. Now, let me give it to her this way. Okay, she's independent. She's a strong woman. Okay, she has done a lot of things. Okay, to bring herself along. But brother, now she's a disgruntled employee. She has become arrogant. She's become self-centered. She's become childish. All this stuff has went to her ego. All of her accomplishments has built her ego up, and she thinks more of herself than she should. And now she's stabbing Trump in the back.
Well,
I mean, this is crazy.
It's like I was saying earlier. In this country, and I think around the world, the good are being judged as evil nowadays.
It is.
They
That's
really
Bible,
are. Unless, I know that Jimmy and them talked about this Thursday night, but I wrote it down. I mean, can you believe that federal judge ordered a total restart of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA? This order is set to kick in right away. I think it's the government has, I think, to the August the 23rd to file a motion to appeal the judge's ruling, but they stopped it. They're bringing back DACA, and it wasn't even legal. It was just a presidential order.
Right, it was executive order.
An executive order.
It's not law, and that judge has no jurisdiction over the case because it's not even law. The Trump administration ought to know, and his lawyers, that you can ignore that and let this stuff go to the Supreme Court and let them judge that, Donald. This is not law. DACA was unconstitutional, and Trump can do what he dang well pleases as far as the law goes. He has no more right to make law than Obama had. Okay, however, he has a right to ignore that judgment from this judge because that judge is making law from the bench on a false premise of DACA, which was an executive order, is all it is.
What the judge said is that he had no, he didn't give an explanation as to why it was illegal or why he changed it.
He's an idiot.
He knew it was illegal, but at the end of his, what is it when the judge writes down a statement? At the end of his...
A ruling?
Ruling, yes. At the end of his ruling, he did say that he wasn't saying that the government doesn't have the right to shut it down.
Well,
but they do have the right to shut it down.
Right, they do. Exactly. He even knows. He admitted that.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
You guys want to talk about rights? There's this illegal alien right now. I think he shot somebody a while back. Now he's in court. He's claiming that he has a right to self-defense, and he's protected under the Second Amendment. This Mexican national, I mean, I think he fired a round into the air in Brooklyn to scare off some rival gang members back in 2016.
Yeah.
And now he's claiming in a Brooklyn federal court that his right to bear firearms is guaranteed under the Constitution, despite not being a U.S. citizen. Now listen to this, Les. Now his lawyer said there is no suggestion that there was a concept of illegal alien, and no suggestion that if you were from a foreign country, you could not bear arms. This was allowed. The court allowed this to move ahead despite objection from a federal prosecutor. Now, his lawyer also said the framers, talking about our founding fathers, if they meant citizens, they would have said citizens, but they didn't. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can look it up. You can ask.
It said the people of our country. That is citizen.
Yeah, right. Ask Google. Now listen, I went in there and I just asked Google what the Constitution of the United States was the Constitution of the United States written for the citizens of the United States. And here's what it says. the Constitution of the United States established America's national government and fundamental laws and guaranteed certain basic rights for its citizens.
Yes.
Citizens.
Right. And the Supreme Court ruled that the citizens do have the right to bear arms.
Well, what now, Les? It's getting so bad. These illegals, they actually think they're covered under our Constitution.
Well,
that's our Constitution. Now, there's where I'll draw the line, Jack. I'm drawing a line on that one.
Oh, I agree to you, but here's the deal. These liberals and some of the judges, the mayors, look at the sanctuary cities, and these politicians on the left is giving them that impression, Donald. They know better, but they're using that because they are pretty sure that they can get away with it in the liberal courts of these sanctuary cities. They're not stupid. They know they have no constitutional rights, but it's just like the Arabs that's coming in here. The Muslims, they're going to choke us down using our own law and our own stupidity, and they're going to get away with it.
They're going to get away with it.
The man walks. You watch and see.
It's 8:53, but we still got time. But anyway, everybody, if you're listening to my show, right after my show, there's a lady. Her name's Maria. The name of the show is called What's the Story. I like Maria. She's a real nice lady, Les. But anyway, let me get back to this. Can you believe that Elizabeth Warren, Tom Carper, Richard Blumenthal, and Sheldon Whitehouse, now these are 4 Democratic senators, they're calling for an investigation into who has received Air Force One tours under the Trump administration. Listen to this. They think he's making money from giving tours of Air Force One. This guy don't even take a salary, $400,000 a year. This is so stupid. They're like a bunch of fleas, Les. These Democrats.
They're grasping at anything.
Honestly, do you think President Trump is like, hey, man, give me $100, I'll give you a tour on Air Force One?
Come on. He's not.
Come on.
He's giving tours because it's a brand new plane with the latest fucking equipment.
And that's his right to do that, Jimmy, you know? He can take anybody a tour he wants to on the Air Force One. They're just grabbing, like I said before, Donald, they're like a drowning man. They're just flailing and grabbing at anything, trying to hope something will stick, and that's all this is. They know there's no there, just like the crap that Mueller's doing right now.
I can't stand that, Les. That's a waste of taxpayer money right there. That whole Russian collusion. Les, I'm glad you brought that up. Russian collusion. Think about that for a minute. Now, Les, do you think the Russians would have wanted Donald Trump to win that election or Hillary Clinton?
Hillary Clinton.
They would have wanted Hillary Clinton. You know why?
She's selling them uranium, brother. Why wouldn't they want her to win?
And they were depleting our military.
Yes.
Why would they try to help Donald Trump win an election?
You
People,
got me, brother.
Open your eyes, America. Yeah. Open your eyes. Unless there's a new movie coming out, The Death of a Nation, I think it's called. I can't wait to watch it. It's supposed to be a good movie, brother.
Suzu. The Republicans catching up there, Donald. He's just a few points behind.
Good. He needs to win that.
31% reporting, so he got a good chance. I think they said it's going to be close, but I think he's going to win it.
Well, let's you know that Donald Trump reimposed sanctions back on Iran, don't you? And,
I'm glad he did, brother. I hope he chokes him down to the goat-smelling knees, brother.
You know, I hope he gets the people to revolt.
Well, Iran right now, they're preparing for some big major exercise in the Gulf. They're mad because Trump pulled out of that international nuclear deal, and he did reimpose them sanctions on them. I think it was today that happened. I'm not sure.
It was Tuesday.
Well, Iran is trying to keep the deal with the Europeans, for the money and everything, and Trump's new thing now is he's degrading the allies for sticking up for Iran and not America.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, they don't need to be messing with Donald Trump. Trump is not going to play games with these people. He's not going to draw lines in the sand like Obama did with Syria or what was that group? Not Al Qaeda.
It was Syria.
It was Syria over there. What was them people called? That other terrorist group over there? I can't even remember the name of it.
ISIS.
ISIS, that's it, ISIS, yeah. But he's not going to draw lines in the sand. Trump will, I tell you, Trump will not. We got a new sheriff, and they're going to have to realize that. They're going to have to realize that, Les.
Well, I tell you what now, he's not going to be pulling no punches. And here's something that's about the Iranian people, the people on the street, the average people. You know, most of them love the West. They're a lot different than a lot of your other Muslims. They have a lot of American ways about them, and they're thrown in prison, they're beat, they're killed, they come up missing.
Well, it's the government. It's the government.
It's the government. They want, the people of Iran want to westernize. They do.
Well, I agree with you, Les, 100%. Now, I'll tell you something right now. You're not going to hear this on the news. I just read this story. An armed bystander stops a gunman at a crowded this back-to-school event in Florida.
Yeah.
Now, if it wasn't for this good guy with a gun, it's no telling how many people this nut would have killed. Now that's going into the the whole thing. Them trying to take our guns away.
Yeah.
I know it's late in the show, but I thought I'd throw that out there. It was an armed bystander stopped this man. The police didn't stop him. A civilian stopped him.
It works every time, Donald. It works. It's 100%. It works every time.
Well, sure, Les. And I was going to talk about the whole Wright-Patterson story on here, but I don't think we have time. You guys, me and Les, if you guys heard the thing about Wright-Patterson Air Force Base last week, me and Les only live about 15, 20-minute drive from Wright-Patterson.
About 40 minutes.
Is it 40 minutes?
Yeah,
well, it's close. It's close.
Yeah.
But something fishy up there happened. They got everybody panicked. Les, I think it's one of the largest Air Force bases in the world, Les. Why would they let all those local police officers in there? Well, Les, we got to wrap it up. Les, you end it in prayer, brother.
All right, Father, thank you, dear Lord, for this opportunity. Bless Donald and Jimmy and the crew. Father, thank you, Lord. We love you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
See you guys all next week, Tuesday night. Listen to Les's show tomorrow night, unscheduled at 7 p.m. God bless everybody. Have a good one. Trust in Trump. Trust in Trump, baby. We're not going to take it. Play it, Jimmy.